The 90s was peak cinema, but in the midst of all the classic were a few forgotten masterpieces. Or something like that. I'm not entirely sure I can call them masterpieces. Now imagine a movie involving a magic skateboard, marriage fraud, and a treasure map that leads to a fortune of gold. It sounds pretty cool, right? Today, lady and man, we are watching the 1993 film, The Skateboard Kid. The movie throws us straight in with a montage of cool guys, skating, cool music, and wearing sunglasses indoors. Because it was the 90s, everyone was wearing sunglasses indoors.
Okay, Mags. Let's rip.
This group of guys is the bullies, and they're up to some mischief.
How you living, chicken boy?
Nothing like stealing a chicken head and committing a felony on a Friday afternoon. Yeah, baby! It's skating time. Now, I'm not sure how skating worked in the 90s, but according to this montage, you could only do tricks if planes were flying overhead. So I assume this guy Zach is our main character. They don't really tell us if he is or not. He just got into a car and now he's moving city. So of course, before he even makes it into the new town, he's introduced to the Skate Boys.
Woo! Wrong map.
Dad! Well, why'd he cross the road like that?
Get to the other side, you Barney.
What do you think?
Dude.
Yeah, these guys are some cool dudes.
Remember what Mom used to always say?
Yeah. Sometimes the thing you're looking for is staring you right in the face.
Keep note of that line. It's very important later on. Now we're introduced to who I assume is the main villain of the movie. The car dealership guy.
Way to go, boss. A cherry Mustang for a living Dodge.
Oh, Earl. I tell you, it's just like our great-granddaddy, Dirty Dan Tanner, used to say. There's nothing wrong with cheating.
And I'm pretty sure he's bad. So it's time for Zach to hit the streets in his new town. And it doesn't take long for him to run into the cool kids. And yeah, it's pretty sick.
You're like a dirt bike.
Also, the pacing and editing in this movie is super weird. Like, I'd assume that he would have a conversation with the girl that he just saved, but it shows her for like 1 second and then it just moves on to the next scene. So Zach decides to bother his dad at work, because he needs a new skateboard, because all the cool kids have gold and magnesiums.
I know this is kind of short notice. It's for a skateboard with glowing magnesium.
Come on, Tyler. I'm pumped. I'm ready. I'm prepared.
And one of the cool kids happens to be there. And he pushes Zach, causing him to screw up the advertisement that his dad is working on.
Armed robbery in this here town. Well, I'm telling you, easy.
And this is where we find out that cool kid number one is the car dealership guy's son. Plot twist! So Zach's board ends up getting broken, and this is where he's introduced to Maggie, the second-hand store owner that offers Zach a lemonade.
Welcome to Maggie's secondhand shop.
Did she just have a lemonade ready in case a kid with a broken skateboard comes through?
Sometimes the thing you're looking for is staring you right in the face.
Why is he so shocked? That is not an uncommon line. Is this the first time that he's heard someone say it besides his mum? So yeah, Maggie ends up having a skateboard for him.
Well, you don't have to.
No. I have the perfect thing.
But not just any skateboard. A magic skateboard. Owned by a magician. I'm not kidding. And in probably the sickest montage that I have ever seen, Zach's skateboard gets struck by lightning. So the next day, Zach takes out his new board, and he ends up right at the hangout of the cool kids. and they're about to murder Zach. Wait, what?
I am going to kill you, you cat!
But this is where we're shown that Zach's board is alive, and it has a fully articulate face. Wait, what?
Wait. Yeah, wait. As chairman of the board.
Luckily, Skatey McSkateboard manages to get Zach out of that situation, and we're given our first of many cool chase scenes throughout the movie. Remember how I mentioned the editing and the pacing of this movie? Well, right after the chase, it cuts to Zach being in bed. Like, he was just cool with his skateboard being alive. So he takes out his new board for a sick nighttime shred. And it's pretty awesome. Or as his neighbor says.
Wait, what?
Zach comes home to find his neighbor and his board having a dance. And Zach is unnecessarily mean to his neighbor.
Why don't you go home and tell your mother she wants you?
Hey, no, wait. My ball bearings were just loosening up.
Let her go, Nick. We don't need her hanging around.
Like, really mean. But then he finds out that it was her mother that gave him the board.
Maggie's your mother?
Yeah. What of it?
So now they're best friends. So it turns out the car dealership dude is trying to marry Maggie. And he does this by offering her money.
Dan, this is way too much. You are too much. Wow. Oh, Lord, I just don't know what to say.
Say you'll marry me.
Now obviously, this won't work. Because this is a 90's movie. And Zach also has a single dad. So it's pretty much a law that Maggie and Zach's dad need to end up together at the end of the movie. So Zach organizes a dinner with them, wingman style.
Can you excuse me for just a sec?
And she digs him. But somehow the car dealership man shows up at the door.
Don't think I don't know what's going on, because I see what's going on. I mean, you think I don't see what's going on? I see what's going on, so don't think that I...
It might seem like I'm rushing this movie, but I promise this is how the movie is edited. So the cool kids decide to take Zach down, and they decide in the coolest way possible, by mentioning it to each other.
Well, you ready to take care of Barney?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Zach manages to get away in 23 seconds. That's how long the chase lasted, 23 seconds. Until 5 minutes later, where they spot him again.
It's the coop!
And this time, Zach just hides behind a car, and all the cool kids start doing tricks when they're meant to be looking for Zach. I'm not sure how that's necessary. Wouldn't it have just been quicker to go around the car on their little board with wheels on it? So now Maggie agrees to marry the car dealership guy. And they're getting married tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
I'll marry you.
Damn! Did you hear that? She said yes! All right, nuptials tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow?
Maggie's daughter doesn't want her to marry him. So there's only one thing that her, Zach, and the magic skateboard can do. They need to sit Maggie down and explain the whole situation and try and convince... No, they need to find some long lost gold using a treasure map. I'm not joking. Oh. So they bring the treasure to Maggie in the middle of her wedding, and she says no to marrying the car dealership guy.
He's only marrying you to get it.
What? Is that true, Dan?
Sure, Daddy.
Do you, Maggie, take Dan to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do. Not.
And now, everyone is after Zach. But before Maggie and her dad go and try and help Zach, they decide it is time for them to share a kiss.
Cut the mush. We gotta find that treasure.
After meeting once. So we get our final chase scene of the film, and this one is a big one. It's full of stunts, chases, crashes, and flying. Yeah, the skateboard can fly now. But Zach and his board weren't fast enough. They get cornered and they get pushed off a cliff. And Zach's skateboard gets decapitated. He gets decapitated. He's dead.
Best friend I ever had.
So Zach rides back on his skateboard's corpse. And a sentient ATV manages to catch up to them, shock Zach's skateboard, and make him alive again. I don't know anymore, man. This movie is weird. And Zach and his board start flying again. In one last showdown, Zach's skateboard dies again. Also, I didn't edit this at all. This is how it genuinely looks in the movie. So they find the gold, and Zach's dad and Maggie get married, and they all live happily ever after. Except for the skateboard, which is now dead. Twice. I don't know. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Did you ever watch Skateboard Kid when you were younger? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe.